Hey everyone, welcome to Show and Tell number 32. My name is Claudie and thank you for coming to hang out with me. Um, so today is Monday. Yay. It's the 25th of July, 2016. Um, yeah, I don't know what time it is. I am expecting a phone call, so hopefully this won't be too choppy. And I can get this done before the phone call comes in, so we'll see. Yeah, so I have lots of stuff to show you. Let's see, so I've got some knitting, some crochet, a little bit of spinning, purchases. Oh yeah, and then there's also like stuff to talk about, like life things that are pretty much a big deal because there's important things happening. So you want to stay tuned to the end when I talk about that. Um, because of all that stuff that's been going on, I have most of my things like that I've been like working on have a surprisingly little amount of progress on them, but I do have a couple of finished things. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and just do what I am working on. I think I do that first, right? I don't know. I don't have show notes again. Speaking of show notes, before I get started, I don't think I've put the show notes up for the last episode, and I probably won't at this point. I mean, I might go back and do it later, but I know I started them, but I know I didn't finish them. If you have any questions about that show and tell, please let me know. Just you leave a comment on the page or send me an email or message on Ravelry or something like that, and I'll answer whatever question you have about it. If you have any other questions, you can go ahead and ask those to me too. I do have on my Ravelry group, which is Crafting with Claudie. I have a couple of threads open that you may want to check out. One, I do have one for questions. You can ask me stuff, and depending on the question, I'll either answer you in the thread or I will answer it on the next time you see me. I also have a thread open called Adventures in Spinning because we've all been spinning. There's been a little activity over there. I've not been into the forums in a few days, so I've not checked, but I know that Barry Gibson, who is Barry Gibson here on YouTube, he commented because he's been doing some spinning too. And spinning news, if you follow Ming Mao Amy, she bought a spinning wheel, and I'm jelly, so jealous. Oh my goodness. um, yeah, I'll get one eventually. I have to be good. Maybe. Okay. I think that's everything that's not, you can't see it, but there's just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So let's talk works in progress. Let's just do the spinning first because that's what I'm seeing and it's right there. There's going to be noise and I apologize. I'm just keeping it in this bag. The fiber is from Holiday Oil. She calls these her batlings, and the colorway is Space Opera. So I'm going to open it. So close your ears. I feel like if I do it down, like away from the mic, it might be better. I don't know. Probably not. Sorry. So the batlings are basically like strips of roving that are wound up into like small little bunches. And then you spin them and yay. I've not done much. This is still the first one that I showed you last time. But you can see the color. Maybe you see better on this side. Yeah, so there's this sort of, I don't know, aqua-y kind of blue. It's a little bit more vibrant in real life. This like pink and this really pretty yellow. And there's a little bit of purple, which you can't see. There's some right there. Okay. So anyway, this is what I've been working on. This spindle is a 3D printed spindle from Turtle Made. This is her standard size. And you can use these as a supported spindle as well. I don't, but you can. I have accidentally dropped it on like the like when I'm drafting and everything. and it's spinning, it will sometimes like touch the floor. The base of it will touch the floor, and it'll just keep spinning on the carpet. It goes a lot slower, and it's going to slow down, but it does work. So I have the mini one I have is a flat end, and once that touches, it just stops. So there you can see that there's the colors. They're working up really pretty. I need to take a better picture of this and maybe put it on Instagram, but yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. And I'm having a good time doing it. I've not been working on it every day, obviously. As you can see, like I think last time I don't think I was halfway through the bat, and I'm almost done with it now, but still. Um, it's only 2 ounces, so I don't expect a huge amount of yardage. And I think I'm going to try to 3-ply this because why not? It is wanting to spin really fine in most cases, so that's probably what I'll do. I may actually try to spin it a little bit finer than I am now. Like I've been fighting it and trying to spin a little thicker. Maybe I'll just let it go to the thin and then I'll 3-ply it and it'll be fine. So, closing it. That's all of the spinning I've done. Just because. So what else I'm trying to actually look what I'm working on. Okay. I'll show you this. As you guys know, I'm working on, it's the Flaming June cardigan by Cheryl Namath. And I don't know if I've ever shown you a picture of what it's supposed to look like, but there you go. So you can see like down here near towards my thumb, it has these little points that go down. And it's really, really, really cute. Now the pattern calls for you to use linen blend and for drape and everything like that. I think it actually might be pure linen, but I decided I want something warmer, so I'm using a wool, but so it's like more dense and it's going to be not as open and everything, but it's going to be pretty. I have not made that much progress on this. Like I said, it's just not happened. So let me do this. Turn it around. Oh no, the bag is trying to get me. And I think I'm going to break my knitting needles. Okay, so you can see there's a little carrot. Well, there's the carrot. So I've done about 2 sections, I think. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do the, the next row is the one with the ridge. As you can see, like it has little ridges. So I did the black and this. So now that I've done this last black row, I'm going to be working in the gray the rest of the way until the sleeves because there's a little bit of black that's at the cuff. So that's it. I overbought. I way overbought for this project. When it comes to the yarn, I thought I would need at least 2 skeins for some reason of the black, and I'm not going to. Now I am going to pick up and do a border at the end. I did a provisional cast on so that way I could go back and adjust to see how long I wanted it, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it the same width as the border that you kind of do when you're working the pattern in seed stitch here. I wasn't sure if I wanted it that wide on the bottom or if I wanted it a little wider. Normally I find on the bottom it wants to curl up more, so I will probably do a little bit of a thicker one there, but I left it so that way I could go ahead and do the rest. But the rest will be in black, I think. So, yeah, it's coming along. It's fine. The rows are long and I've just not been really putting any time into it. I don't think I have much further to go. Well, no, I probably have like at least 6 inches or so to go. I'm trying to measure it here on myself. Before I get to where you split for the sleeves. I don't know. I have to measure it. I'm not being very specific, am I? The yarn is Knit Picks Hawthorne Kettle Dyed in Slate and Blackbird. And I really like it. The contrast on the camera, like especially right through here, is much more pronounced on camera than it is in real life. So it is gray and with, black, but it's not, that to me looks almost like it's this real light color, and in reality it's more like the darker gray within this lighter gray color. But it's fun. I did have to switch project bags. Last time I showed you, it was like in there real good and with no room to spare. So I switched bags. This is the only bag I have, I think, only like project bag that I've bought that I had room for it. This is the Fat Squirrel Fibers again. It was in a Fat Squirrel Fibers bag before. It's the Fat Squirrel Fibers bag. I believe this is her sweater size. It's very big. It's got tons of room. Tons of room so far. She has a bigger size. It's an Aran size or Aran sweater, which is, she refers to it as like you can put all your other bags inside of it and just carry it around and use it as a pillow. And she has little handles in here. And I don't think this is interfaced, but she uses like a really dense, it's not canvas, but it's like just a heavier weight fabric. So it doesn't stand, it does stand up on its own, especially when there's something in it, but it's still, got some give, and it's not like super rigid, but I like it. It is, however, a holiday themed bag, so I probably should buy one that's not a holiday themed bag, which led me down a road on Etsy, which I will show you in a minute. I might have bought a bag. There are more in my cart sitting there. Oh, I need to be good. I keep like repeating it to myself. Yeah. All right. The last work in progress I have. Oh, did I say the needle size on that? I probably didn't. The needle size is, I believe it's a 3.75 millimeter, and I'm using my ChiaoGoo interchangeable twist lace, or the red lace needles. Words. Okay, and so the next, this is the last work in progress that I actually worked on this week. It is the very, very tiny beginnings of a shawl. I just started it last night because the pattern is called Lizard by Jasmine Rissanen. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce it. She's from Finland, and I don't speak Finnish. But here's what it looks like. It's really pretty. It does kind of, to me, let's see. I don't think that's going to focus, but to me it looks reminiscent of Brickless. Yeah, Brickless from Martina Bim. Of course, that's a knitting pattern. This one is crochet. And it's not exactly the same. There's a little bit of texture detail difference and everything. And the way that the points are done it's not the same. But it has, of course, the mesh part and the not mesh part. So that's, to me, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's what it kind of looks like. It's a free pattern. The pattern is in, I'm sure it's in Finnish. She's from Finland, so it's in Finnish, but there is a English translation that someone else did, and she has a link to it. So when you go to the pattern page, it's a Ravelry downloadable one, but if you download that one, that's going to be not in English. So you need to go down and read the description where the notes are on the pattern, and there's a link. You can go over to the person's blog and download it, or she has a Dropbox link as well. Just whichever you prefer to do. So I am right there. Oh, about the pattern, there is in the original one, you probably want to use that one if you know how to read charts, because there are charts there. And so you can see kind of the construction of it. I do believe that the original pattern is done in UK terms though. So the patterns actually worked in like double crochet, but that's not what, if you read that, that's not what it would say. So, but yeah, so it's all, at least so far, has been double crochet and chain stitches, and that's it. So I'm using a size H hook, which is a 5mm, and the yarn is super nice, and I've had this in my stash for a while, but I decided to just get it out because I wanted to. This is Wool-Like from Loops and Threads, which is the Michaels brand. The color is charcoal. This stuff, I mean, I knew it was soft. Like, I mean, I picked it up when I bought it, and I actually bought 3 colors to do a color affection that I've never got around to doing. And then I ended up buying different yarn to do the color affection. So anyway, so I had this and then a lighter gray and then a mauve color. And I decided just to do this in the gray because I liked it. Now I'm not 100% sure how much, like how big it's going to be. The pattern looks like it's just going to be easy enough to repeat and just make it as big as you want it to make or want it to be. And I'm actually looking, I'm not at the point yet to make the decision, but I'm thinking about looking at the way it's constructed. I was thinking about making it wider by starting this little first triangle out wider than the original one calls for, so that way when you do like the little teeth and you step back how many ever stitches it is, it's already wider. Or I could just keep continuing to make it bigger. I don't know yet. I'm just brainstorming here on camera. Yay! All right, so this has 678 yards in 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. That's a lot. It's in between a lace weight and a fingering weight. So yeah, I mean, I've had some yarn it says it's lace weight that's been thicker than this, and I've had some fingering weight yarn that is about the same width too, so it just depends. This yarn does have a little bit of give. It's 100% acrylic, but it does have a little bit of give. Not a lot. I mean, it is acrylic, but it doesn't hurt your hands when you're using it, which is nice. Yeah. We'll see how long that takes me. It's probably going to take me a while. I did pull out another skein of the Wool-Like just in case that wasn't enough. This is the mauve colorway. It's so pretty. I think they have a limited color selection in this line of yarn, and I really think I might. It's like $2 or something, ridiculously cheap. So I may just go in and buy all of the colors just in case. I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I can't do that. That's just crazy pants. But I kind of want to. It is living in a bag from Erin, Giving Yarn 418. Her Etsy store is called Southpaw Creations. And this is a Star Trek bag from the original series. And the inside is also lined in Star Trek things. She does these drawstring bags, and she does zip top bags as well. And I've got a Notion pouch that she did. And then I think she's actually got some handmade stuff on there too, so if you're interested in that, you should check that out. But I like it. Okay, and I think that's all of the details for that. So let's talk about what I finished. Let's do the least exciting thing first. So I've been doing charity hats from my scraps. I showed you guys some last time, and I only finished one this week because I just have. This is, I can't remember if I knit the last one out of this yarn. It's the same yarn I used, but I can't remember if I knit or crocheted it now. I can't remember. I think I crocheted. I feel like I crocheted it. I think I did half double crochet. I think that's true. Anyway, it's the Red Heart Team Spirit line in royal and white. I clearly have not woven in the ends. This is all of the yarn I had from that particular section of the yarn I had, but you can see I've got another. I think I had 2 skeins of this or something like that. So anyway, another hat. What I did, this one's in double crochet until you get to 1, 2, 3. Like except for the last 5 rows, which are half double crochet. And there's the seam. And there's the front. Just a quick little hat that I did. I used a size H 5mm hook on it as well. And I did the half double crochet because it's slightly less dense. I may, with some of these that I've done them in double crochet, I've got some fleece fabric. I may actually go in and sew like a strip, like around like where the ears would be. I may do that. We'll see. Yeah, so that's that. And then there's the really, oh, I got an itch. Sorry. Then there's the really exciting thing, as in like, okay, so it's not a world record for everyone, but it's a world record for me. I finished a pair of socks in 2 weeks. 2 of them. Not a month, which was my previous record, but 2 weeks. This is really the reason I haven't really worked on much of anything else other than like the life stuff. It's because I've just been working on these. I love this color. Love it so much. The colorway is Sunset from Knit Picks in the Felici line. Speaking of Knit Picks, if you are watching this right now, they have a 10% coupon code on their website. I think it's like Summer 10 or something like that. If you go to the website, it should be right there. And that includes their sale items. Now, Felici is not normally on sale, but right now you can get it for 10% off. And I am telling myself I do not need to go back and buy more. But I do, right? Yeah, it's just, oh, I love it so much. This is so autumn, and it's been so stupid hot here and humid and muggy, and it's like, I'm like, I don't live in a bayou, but like it feels like I live in a bayou. And I have a friend who's from Louisiana, and where he lives now, he doesn't live in Louisiana anymore, but where he lives now, it's cooler, and you know, so he was joking that like he sent the weather from his from his dad's house or something to my house, and that he didn't get any of it. Like it was a big thing, but yeah, humidity sucks. It really does. Okay, it's fine. It'll be winter soon. That's what I keep telling. It's a winter's coming, and I don't watch Game of Thrones. I want to, but I don't. I read the books. So, anyway, I have 2 of them. Again, not woven the ends. There's one in there too. I tucked the one in. I should have at least tucked that in, but I was like, eh, whatever. One of these, okay, so they matched up pretty well now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, pretty well. Almost perfectly. It's perfect as you can really get without, I don't know, being more of a perfectionist or something. So I did cuff down. I did 2x2 ribbing, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes, and then I started the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which is it costs $1. It's by the Socks Therapist. And if you like short row heels or you want to try a short row heel, this is a good one. The pattern does look a little bit intimidating because it's like a lot of pages, but you can read through that information. It is good information, but the actual pattern itself is not very long. Yeah. So there you go. Then I did Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and then I just did until the length of my foot. I wear a 6.5. So these are not really huge. So, you know, you'd think with having a small foot that it wouldn't take me as long to knit socks. But 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay, now for the pattern on the sock, I'm not 100% sure if this is an actual pattern that someone has and I just saw it somewhere and I just did it, or if someone has maybe not written it up and I just imagine it. I don't know. But I know this is not like an original me thought. Someone else has done this. Has to have. But what I did is when the color change happened, I slipped. So like when I was working, so let's say I had orange on my needles, and the next row, like what I was working with was the red color, this red color. because it would be like this. So I get to the red color. What I did is I alternated. So on the first row, I started on the 4th stitch and then every 4th stitch after that. And then on the next stripe, I started on the 2nd stitch and then every 4th after that. And I just slipped a stitch. Just slipped the stitch and then did like 3 knits, slipped the stitch. And I did that all the way around on the cuff, and then when I got to the foot the foot, I just did it on the top. So I didn't do it on the bottom part. So it just added a little bit of something, and I was just kind of bored with working, just plain stockinette in the round. So it was really easy and fun, and I'll probably do it again, or maybe do them more closely, or figure out some other kind of configuration. Because I didn't do that many slip stitches, it didn't really tighten the sock or anything like that. Maybe I was working a little looser, I don't know, but I had no issues with it going over my heel, and that's usually where most people have a problem with the fit, is getting the sock to get, like, this part to get up over your heel. Like, when you put it in there, sometimes it can be a little tight, but I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, really happy. I do have, the purple one has issues. the purple one. So you can see I did the heels, but the heels are slightly different. This one has purple, and this one has this sort of middle red color. The one with the purple, even though I worked them in tandem at the exact same time, the one with the purple ended up with a hole right there, so I'll have to fix that. I've got a strand of yarn in there from where I joined for the heel, so it's not a big deal. And then when I was doing the Kitchener stitch to close the toe, this was the second one I done, and maybe I was just like too sure of myself or something, and I wasn't paying attention, because I ended up with a little hole there. I don't know if I twisted the stitch or, I don't know. It's hard to tell what I did there, but I did something. So I will fix that when I weave in this end. But it's fine. It's fine. But I'm so excited. I will probably cast on another pair, not of this, but with this yarn, but another pair. I'm thinking the Arnie and Carlos yarn that my husband bought me for Valentine's Day. I'm thinking about, one of them is called, I think I got the ones that's something about like fall night or something like that. I've just been like in an autumn kick. Like, I just want it to not be hot anymore. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. I have plenty of yarn left. Oh, I used 2.5 millimeter needles. So they're right here. I have plenty of yarn left. This is a Fat Squirrel Fibers bag in her sock size. Everyone was at the SSK retreat, the Knit Girls retreat, which is held in Tennessee, and everyone was there. I think it just finished last night, and I'm just jealous. She was like, Amy Beth, who is known as the Fat Squirrel. She was vending there, and she's at the retreat and everything, and there's so many other, like, I'm just looking at everybody's like haul pictures and everybody's pictures, and I'm like, I should have went. Okay, I didn't even like apply, so it's not like I got rejected or whatever. I didn't even apply. But yeah, so I do have plenty left. At least it looks like 3 repeats. So 3 of the color repeats. At least 2, but it looks like 3 because I see 3 things of purple. So about 3 repeats, or at least 2. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make like fingerless mitts. And I think I'm going to work them cuff top down, so that way I can make them as long as whatever yarn I have left. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that is all that I have finished, which I'm really excited about. I mean, I know it's only 2 things. It's 3. There's a sock. Just 2 socks. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I did buy things though. I did buy things. So let's talk about the yarn. This person was also at SSK. So her name is, oh no, I can't remember her name. What is her name? Is it Ashley? It's Ashley. I hope it's Ashley. I'm sorry if it's not. I apologize. Okay, super embarrassed now. But it's Twist Fiber Studio, and I'm almost positive her name is Ashley. I met her at the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber event, and that's her tag that says Twist Fiber Studio. And I bought 2 skeins. So she had some stuff on sale. And I have never, when I was there, I didn't go back to her booth. I just missed her booth when I went back on my second round. I think it must have been like so busy I just didn't even realize where I was at. And I didn't pick anything up. But she had a sale and I bought this. This color is the Roller Rink Disco Party. And it's as fun as that sounds. And I don't roller skate anymore. So I think honestly if I was on roller skates I probably would just keep falling down because why not? I'd have to get like the little kitty like walker looking thing. Yeah, so fun times. But I love this color. It's so fun. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it, so I bought the bear as well. This base is the Cumberland DK base. It's 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 274 yards. And it's really nice. I think this is a 4-ply. Is that what it says? Does it say? It does not say. I think it's a 4-ply. I don't know. I think so, something like that. So yeah, it's really sweet. And I'm sorry I'm like adjusting myself. My shirt is doing weird things. Anyway. Yeah, super fun. And I can't wait to make something out of it. As for what I'm going to make, not 100% sure. But I'm leaning towards striping like this with this and some kind of maybe a cowl or maybe color work, like maybe like a mosaic kind of deal. I'm not sure yet. I want to do something fun with it and I want to make it something that I'll actually wear. Or if I really, I may end up giving it to someone if I think it'll work better for someone else. So, but I really liked it. Really liked it. Very happy. But that's not all I bought. No. I've had to like talk myself out of buying stuff lately. Like I don't know what it is, but like I've spent a large portion of time in my book actually talking myself out of buying stuff. Obviously, it doesn't always work. But yeah. So I bought more stuff. I'm not mad about it. Oh, not even like close, but just, in general, all I want to do is buy all the things. So, I placed an order. This is from Diana Couture. She has an Etsy store, dianacouture.etsy.com. And she sells a variety of things, but she has like knitting bags and she has these needle keepers. So I don't know if you might have seen these, or needle cozies, or they're called different things. You've probably seen them before, but what it is they have these little snaps. And you put your needles down in there. I know that's like blindingly white. There you go. It's actually polka dots, isn't it? Yes, it's polka dots. So you put your needles in there and then you snap closed and it keeps them safe. This is interfaced, so it is a little stiff. Plus the way the seams are kind of placed should hopefully protect the points. She has different sizes you can choose from. I believe I got the 5 to 7 inch one, It was the one that she recommended if you were going to use them for circular needles. And since I don't use DPNs that often, I figured I would use them more for circular needles than not. She had, you buy, I don't know if she had them individually, but they were 3 for $18. So I bought 3. I mean, it was a set, like it was one listing, but anyway. So yeah, they're all sheep related fabrics. She had different ones. And this one's just like, well, I guess this is not sheep, this is just balls of wool. But, so she had that, but she also had this bag that I bought. Again, project bags. I did need, this is not like, I said I needed a big one, this is a sock size bag. So she has these, what does she call these? She calls these yarn owls. This is the medium size. It's 100% cotton outer lining and 100% polyester inner lining. Hand wash, air dry. But these are really fun. One, it has a handle so you can carry it, right? But look at the top of this. So it has these snaps, but then it also has like a little hole here, and that's where your yarn comes out. Right? Come on. This is interfaced as well, so it does stand up nicely on its own. It's obviously a little bit of a cylindrical. And super cute. Super cute. Super cute. I did put a skein of yarn in here. This yarn is a skein of the Hawthorne Knit Picks, the Knit Picks Hawthorne. It's a full skein, so I think that's like 400 yards. But it has plenty of room. I could have easily gotten a bigger skein in there. And then it's about, I could almost get 2 stacked on top of each other if like I was okay with like it being a little bit open on the top. But I bought this thinking that it would work as a good spinning bag or a sock size or like a single skein kind of bag to like walk around and work on stuff with. I think for spinning the inside is polyester, but I think for spinning it probably would be better if it was satin. And I mean, she might, I don't know, she might do, I don't know if she does custom orders or not, but maybe if you're interested in that, you could contact her about getting a satin lining instead, and she might work with you. I don't know. I don't know at all. But I think if I buy another one, I will ask that first because I think that that would be nice to have as a spinning bag to keep like you're spinning it, and maybe seeing about, well, what you'd have to do for spinning is you have to push it down a little bit so that way the opening is a little larger because you don't want it to like rub too much. That's my phone, sorry. So yeah, I really, really like it. I obviously chose this fabric. She had tons of different fabric options, but this one was just, it was just too cute to pass up. So, had to have it, and therefore I have it. And I believe it was only, I want to say it was like $20, which, you know, I think given the amount of work that she has to go through with the interfacing and the special, you know, the curved edges and the fact that like this, I mean, I have sewn stuff before, and sewing the base, like a round base, is like my least, it's probably not my least favorite thing, but it's not something that I personally enjoy. I made something, I was trying to make a purse one time. This was pre-Ravelry, and it was obviously a sewing project. I was on Craftster.org, and there was some project going around, and we were all, like, everybody was making it, and it had a rounded, like, the base was like this, and I just remember cursing a lot. So that's probably just me and my inability to sew well, but whatever. I'm really happy with it, and yeah. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Once I use it a little bit more, I will let you know what I think in more details, but it's really nice. Okay, so that's all I've got to show you. I do have some stuff to tell you, though. I feel like I should be more punny than like having a show and tell, but whatever. Okay, so I didn't get a lot done on the ongoing projects. There's just been a lot of stuff that we've been doing, but probably the biggest thing is that we have like excellent news, and we're hoping everything stays that way. As of Saturday, we are under contract on a new house. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. Like, well, I could tell you, but we'd be here for another hour. So, yeah, I will say this. So the house, it's not like perfect and it doesn't have everything that we wanted. Um, but we talked it over, and given like the price point and everything like that, we were like, we could live in this house and we'd save money, and it has everything we want and some of the stuff we need, or sorry, it has everything we need and some of the stuff we want. So we should just try, and we did, and now we're under contract. So we have an inspection for tomorrow. Let's fingers crossed that everything is fine. There is a crack that concerns me in the garage near a window. So if you have any like, oh, it looked bad, but in reality it wasn't bad stories, I would love to hear those. I hope you guys will bear with me when I talk about the house stuff. Like, I'm gonna try not to ramble too much, but I might. So if you don't want to hear about any of it, I will completely understand if you want to go ahead and go. And I will see you guys next time. But if you want to stay, you can hear this. And I would love to hear about these things, because in my head, the worry monster is living. So yeah, I think that the house it's good. It had an addition put on, the garage, and there's a space above the garage that they have an extra bedroom and a bathroom and a family room there, and so that's that is what it is. It has a basement. It's not finished or anything, but it does have a basement, so it's where like the laundry is. But it's it's quite a big basement. Oh, and there's like a weird thing. So like, it's like there's a shower under the porch. So like when you're in the basement and like, like the house is a brick ranch house, so it's basically a big old rectangle. Except like where the porch is, and then like so you're in the basement, and then there's like a hole that you walk into this room, and then there's a shower. Our realtor says, oh, that's what they did in houses these days. Just like sometimes they put a shower there. And I'm like, maybe they didn't have showers, like shower heads back in the day. But I'm like, I feel like that's not true. I feel like they did. I don't know. It's so interesting to me. I'm like, I don't know what we'll do with it. Like, if we get a dog, we'll probably wash the dog in there or take it outside or something. But yeah. So the house has everything we need. Everything we need. Some of what we want. And we just decided this might be the one. So if the inspection goes well, I think we're going to be happy here for a few years. And then we'll maybe save up for like, more of a dream home, which like my dream home involves like solar panels and all this stuff, and like a big, big like yard, and maybe like some raised bed gardens and all of this stuff. This house it's not going to work for that. But I think that it's going to be good, and we'll get the extra space that we needed. My husband works from home now, at least one day a week, and he shares my office, and it's fine. Like, he doesn't take up that much space or anything like that. I mean, it's just that we had been talking about it for a while, even before he started working from home regularly, and we've been talking about getting another house. This house that we live in now does not have a garage. And my husband is like, I really would like to get a garage. And the way that our house is set up, you can't really put one where like the driveway is, because like that's where the we'd have to get like the electrical moved and stuff like that, because that's where like the meter is, and it just would not feasibly work here. And we couldn't have a 2-car garage anyway, because there's not enough width between our house and the next house. So anyway, we decided to start looking for houses, and we found one, and I really hope it works. It has a front and a back porch, and I feel so fancy. If I have a house with a front and a back porch, that seems fancy to me, because my house has a slab of concrete in the back and no porch. Nothing. But it has 2 covered areas. I was like, it's amazing. I really wanted a screened-in porch, but didn't get that. It's one of those things I wanted and didn't get. but I think it should be good. It seems like it gets really good light, so I shouldn't have any issues with recording or anything. There were some issues. I mean, the house is older, and sorry, that's my phone. It is it's an estate situation, which, I mean, is kind of, I mean, that's not kind of sad. It is sad. But I guess whoever the executor or whoever that is, fixed up the stuff so that there's some newer appliances. There's no refrigerator, but there's newer stove and dishwasher and the microwave thing that goes over the stove, which we don't have here either. So, and what else did they do? Oh, the floors. There's hardwood in certain parts of the house, and then they put in a matching laminate in the other spaces, which is really nice. That was one of those things that I was like, I really don't want carpet. I don't like carpet. I don't dislike like walking on carpet or anything like that, except in winter, but because then you get electrocuted. But it's just because of the cats, like their cat hair just gets everywhere. Speaking of cat hair, just an aside, I bought this thing called the Zoom Groom from Kong brand, which is a popular, or at least around here, popular brand. It's in a lot of different stores. And it's a silicone rubbery thing, and it's got little I posted a picture of it on Instagram, Crafting with Claudie, over there. We have two cats, Gabby and Olive. Olive is really weird. She loves being pet, but that's like grooming. No, she does not want any part of it. She is, of course, the one that has the issue with the shedding the most. Like, Gabby, of course, she's a cat, so she sheds, well, she has hair. She sheds. But Olive, the type of fur that she has, she's not quite a short hair, and she's not a long hair cat. So it's just clumps just get everywhere. We had one cat, and we got two, or we got, a second one. And instead of getting double the amount of hair, we got like quadruple the amount of hair. So I like having solid wood floors or solid floors just for Swiffering, and not having to try to I don't know. I've not found a vacuum that will pick up pet hair very well. So it always ends up just a ton of extra work to vacuum a rug. And it's even now we have rugs in the house, and it's still like that. So if you have pet vacuum recommendations, I will listen to them so much. But anyway, this little groomer thing she loves. She didn't try to bite me or run away. She's not a cat that bites, but she didn't even try to bite it. And she normally gets I don't know, she usually just run away. That's usually what happens if she's like, what's that? And we've tried different things. We've tried things that either just didn't work or things that she would have no part of. And I'm gonna go buy another one just in case they, for whatever reason, stop selling them. It wasn't expensive or anything, and I was like, this is amazing. It's just amazing. And the other cat, Gabby, she likes it too. So anyway, back to the house stuff. Yeah. So I think that it'll be nice to have those floors and everything. But yeah, it seems like it's pretty good, and I think that we'll really like living there. I'm really excited to redecorate my office because of yarn storage. The way that this room is kind of set up, and because my husband's in here too, I'm limited on what I can do. My yarn is currently there's a closet right here, and look right there. And my yarn is in there. I have a sweater hanger thing that has that's usually where the acrylic lives, and then the wool or any kind of animal fiber stuff lives in bags, Ziploc bags, or I think actually most of them are from IKEA, but that style of bag, plastic zip top bags. And there's one bin that has the larger quantities of stuff in it. And I would really like it if I could have either a hutch or something with closed, with glass doors, so I can see my yarn, but it's still protected. So I think that in this next house, I should have the space to do that. I'm going to have to play around with it if we get it and everything, but I'm really excited. But there's one thing I need to do before we move out of this house. I need to finish up the room tour video that I started a long time ago. Actually, did I start the room tour video? I might be wrong. No, I started a before and after video. I redid this room a couple of times, actually. And before the last time I filmed like a little walkthrough of everything, and then I never filmed it after I had fixed it up again. You remember when I painted and everything? It was at that point I just never came back and finished it. So, I need to do that because I want to like document it, and also like I wanted to share that guys with you guys. I like watching other people's room tours. Like that's like I love a haul video. I like a room tour. I will watch those all day long. And so I wanted to share that with you. And also I'd like to have a record of it because I started, making videos in this, like I've, for this channel. And so I started it in this room, in this house, and I want proof. Or not proof, but like a record. So I want to do that. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's basically been dominating my brain space. And one of the reasons I really, didn't finish much stuff. There's other stuff going on with my dad. That's stressful, but it's fine. If we get this house, we are actually moving. It's not that far from us, but it's in the next county. So I get a new driver's license picture, which is great because my one currently is, I had poor clothing choices. I don't know what I was thinking. So hopefully I get a new one of those, and it's going to be fun. So we're, I don't know. It's going to be fun. Besides that, and thinking about that and planning about that, I didn't let myself plan any like furniture placement or anything until they had accepted our counter offer or our second counter. No, yeah, it was our counter offer. We had to go back and forth a little bit. There was like some issues with that, but yeah. So I'm excited. I've talked about that a lot. So besides that, I watched Penny Dreadful, which is a show. It's I think it originally aired on Showtime. Netflix has the first 2 seasons. There is a 3rd season that is not yet on there. I don't know if it's on Amazon or anything like that. This is not a show for your children. There is a lot of nudity. Not a lot, but like it's not like people walking around naked all the time. But there's nudity, violence, gore a little bit. It's such a good, like, I really liked it. So it has some people that if you watch Doctor Who, you're gonna recognize. Billie Piper, she played Rose Tyler. She's in it. Timothy Dalton, who I think he was in Doctor Who. He played like one of the Gallifrey dudes. Don't remember his name. But he's Timothy Dalton. Like, he was James Bond. He was also in Beautician and the Beast, which is probably the first movie I actually saw him in. Do you remember that movie? It had Fran Drescher and him, and she went to go, like, there was a miscommunication, and she went over to this like country where he was the president / dictator, and she, has to like change it and all that stuff. I'm really off topic now. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Penny Dreadful is good. Don't let your kids watch it. And if you're not into that kind of stuff, I mean, it's on Showtime, so you can expect like some of that stuff happens, but it's based on like, or not based on anything, but it has characters like there's Dorian Gray and Frankenstein. I'm trying to think of any other like bigger names that I can't remember. The Dracula guy. That guy that I can't remember his name. You know, the Dracula guy. The like, not Dracula, but Well, I think Dracula might be in it too somewhere, but not, oh my gosh. I can't think. But from, the book, Bram Stoker Dracula. Anyway, look it up if you're interested in it and just see if that's your type of show. But I thought it was good. And that's all I've watched. I did watch 2 seasons of it, but it's like 18 episodes in the last 2 weeks, which is it's a lot. But there were a couple of days where like I was just so like exhausted that I just sat on the couch, and it's been so grossly hot that I don't want to go outside. I have been going outside because you gotta, but it's so bad. All right, I'm gonna go and I will wrap this up. And please leave me any comments if you have any questions. I probably won't get show notes up again. I don't want this to become a habit where I don't put show notes up because I I want the show notes there. I like when other people do show notes because I always have a question. I'm like, hey, what was that thing you said? And um and also like I kind of need the record for myself too. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go and I will see you guys next time. Bye.